In the Gutters with Blake.
Hello, this is Blake. One of the characters in writer-director Christopher Nolan's latest film,
TENET,
states the old theory that the universe won't end with a bang, but with a whimper. In filmmaking terms, Nolan definitely does not subscribe to that particular theory. TENET begins with a very loud, complicated, frenetic action sequence and ends with intertwining sequences of orchestrated chaos. Like most of Christopher Nolan's movies, they are fun to follow along with, even if they don't actually make sense. I knew nothing about this film, having avoided any and all trailers and information about it online. I think that's the way to see any film. I don't want to give anything away to anyone else, so I will have some minor spoilers just because it would otherwise be impossible to talk about it without spoiling, some small details. But the film's gimmick or central plot device is the staple of science fiction. It's time travel, and leave it to Christopher Nolan to have a fresh take on something that has been done many times over the years. I don't think it makes sense practically, but cinematically it works using some simple tricks of just running the film backwards and some extremely not so simple tricks that I don't think I've seen in film before. The story revolves around a character called simply the protagonist, and is referred to as that during the course of the movie. And I know, I just recently in one of my videos I complained about that annoying pretentious take on genre films being meta, where the filmmakers are making you aware that they know it's only a movie and that they've seen these kind of movies before. But anything in the right hands can be done with exception. John David Washington plays the protagonist, a CIA agent. Can I say that? A CIA agent who, in the beginning of the film, is part of an extraction mission. Sort of fails, but later we learn that it was all a test of his devotion. He passed and is sent on a follow-up mission to stop a madman from ending the world. It is much more complicated than that, though. It's what you would expect from this particular director. Again, I don't want to give too much away, but the story involves objects and people being sent from the future, where they are given the properties of
reverse entropy,
where they are literally moving backwards through time as people are moving forward. I think the best thing about Nolan's films is that there's something underneath. He explores relatable, broad subjects, even with all of the mind-boggling entanglement of plot threads. This one reflects one man's willingness to die for the rest of humanity to a single man's selfishness to end the world for everyone if it ends for himself. And usually in these kinds of time travel films, the question of whether time is immutable or if we can actually change the future is presented, and I think Nolan kind of cleverly asks if we can change our past. And I didn't even mention the actors. I mean, I love that Michael Caine got an appearance, and I didn't even recognize that guy from the Godzilla movies, and I think he's in the Kick-Ass films, which I'm not a fan of, but I didn't even recognize the guy. He's a pretty good actor. Yeah, and the girl, what is her name? I don't know her name, but the girl was brilliant. The girl was absolutely just brilliant in this film. And she seemed like she was 9 feet tall. She's very, very long and leggy and, very tall. But I'm giving a physical characteristic. Pattinson, Robert Pattinson. He's very likable. He has been in some pretty interesting films. He's actually a really good actor. He's been in, like I said, some interesting films. Everybody in the movie does a pretty good job, but that's a lot of times that's due in part to the director, and Christopher Nolan is a very good director for actors, I think. Yeah, I love this movie. The short review of Tenet is that I like it. Christopher Nolan challenges his audience, and he gives an effort every single time. He only has one real failure, and I say that tentatively, with the remake of the Norwegian crime film Insomnia, and that one is still very watchable. I enjoyed Tenet, and we'll see it again at the movie theater, even with the pandemic. So that's it. I encourage people to see the film at the movie theater. I hope I didn't bore anyone or everyone, and I hope you'll come back for the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye. Great movie.
what's his name? Again?
Pattinson.